I was thinking about something the other day, and I've had this on my mind for quite a while. And I'm sure, like me, you've probably experienced this. What I was thinking about, you know how you have people that come in and go out of your lives, whether it be classmates or coworkers, neighbors, friends. They're there for a time, and for some reason, you turn around and that person might not be in your life any longer. You're really not quite sure why. You don't know what happened. It wasn't nothing happened. It wasn't like there was a blow up or there was an argument or something happened that drove you away or them away. It's just you wake up one day and you go, "Hey, so and so, wonder what happened." They're gone. Could be months or years later that you realize this. And I've had this happen, and again, I'm sure you have too. Maybe you haven't thought about it, and I'm not trying to overthink the issue here, but I'm 62 years old, and I've had a lot of people come and go in my life. Some of them I know why. Some of them I walked away from the relationship, and others just vanished. I recall one time when I was in college, I met another student, a young lady. Nothing romantic between us. We were just friends, is what it seemed like. We would do things together and hang out together. I'd go over to her place, she'd come over to my place. We'd rent a movie back when renting movies from Blockbuster was a thing to do. I remember one time, one Saturday afternoon, we went for a walk in the rain. I mean, it's like, how crazy is that? We were just friends. She had a different major than mine, and there was really nothing that kind of drew us together except we met at the registrar's office one day, and she was trying to change a class and I was changing a class, and that's the thing that we had in common. And you know and I just realized one day she was no longer there. It wasn't that anything happened. It wasn't that we left our parted on bad terms. It's just, you know, she just wasn't there anymore. And I think about that 'cause it's just kind of a weird thing to happen. And so really the question is here is why do you think that happens? And I want to hear some of your comments down below, and I'm going to give you mine right now. The reason I think this happens in everybody's life is we lose interest in each other, or the person that's gone out of my life, they're no longer interested in me. And it could be that there's a situation that has brought us together. You hear people talk about the situationship. It's not a relationship, it's a situationship. I have a lot of coworkers I've worked with for 30 years that they're not my friends, they're my coworkers. And when I retire and leave the company, I really doubt that I'll ever have any other conversations with them or have any other interactions with them, because the situation will be different. Whether or not, if I see them in the restaurant or walking down the street, sure, I'll say hello, I'll recognize them. If anyway, it's a situation. People no longer, they don't have value, and value is an interesting word. And I use that with caution, because value signifies, or at least in my mind, that what the object of value is doing something for me. It's meeting a need, whether it be a physical or an emotional or a business need, a personal need, whatever. That's when you assign a value to someone or something. They say, well, I value your friendship. I appreciate you. Well, why do you appreciate me? Because I value what you what you add to me, what you give to me. And when that value is gone, I think that's when you see people that are gonna disappear out of your lives. And you're probably, if you think about it, you're probably doing the same thing. You know, if unless it's a case of where I just really don't like that person, or they've done something that um, I disagree with, or I don't like the way they don't act the way today, the way they did when I first met them, or I think maybe they have some ulterior motive and I don't know what it is. And the problem with that is that you need to communicate. You need to communicate with the people in your lives so that if you think that there is an ulterior motive that for what they're doing, you should ask them about it. If these are people that you value and they're adding meaning to your life, you should be open and honest about that. And I'm also real careful. You hear people talk about, well, my friend from work, my friend from school, my friend down the street, my friend from the gym. I don't use the word friend lightly. I assign a meaning to friend that is almost, I guess, biblical. When I talk about a friend, I'm talking about somebody that I would literally do anything for. And if I have a friend, they would do the same thing for me. It's not something that I take lightly. A friend is a bond. A friend is a covenant. And I don't have many friends. But the ones that I do, if they get in a bind, I'm helping them out. If I get in a bind, they're helping me out. That's what a friend is. Just a somebody from the gym, or somebody from where you go to school or where you work. Those are acquaintances. And this kind of gets back to that's the situationship that you're in. These people, they may help you in your job because their job requires them to, but outside of that, are they really going to go out of their way to help you when you need the help? Are they really going to be there? Chances are probably not. So I'm gonna be real careful when I use the word friend, and I don't use it very often. I did have a recent situation where I believed that I had a friend. I believed that there was a real deep relationship, and have just recently come to find out that it wasn't there. And I'm really not kind of sure what happened, but it's one of those different situations where now when people split, and I'm in the process of kind of splitting from this relationship, and maybe kind of realizing that maybe it is that what really kind of drew us together was just a situation, and there wasn't enough value and meaning in whatever the connection that we both thought we had. It wasn't there. So you might think that you've got a friend, and you might think that you've really got this bond. It might not last. People change. Admittedly, I'm sure you can agree with that people do change. And it's good to have these conversations when you recognize these changes coming. I try to do it. I try to be open and honest to the extent that I think it's warranted. What do you think about that? Is it necessary to have these open conversations? I would be interested to know what you think about that. The deal with people that come and go in our lives, it's going to happen. And there's no reason to get hurt about it or to get upset about it. You can try to maintain it. You can try your best to keep the relationship strong. But I think if you really assess it, if somebody's pulling away from you, there's probably a reason, and it could be a mutual reason, but you probably just need to explore that. I do want to hear what you have to say. Drop me a comment down below. Thanks for watching.